We just crowned our champions here at DreamHack on this stage, but now it's time for the overtime show here on Caffeine. My name is Rich. I'm going to be your host throughout the entire thing. But first, I want to let you know why we're here. Let's take a look at everything that's going to be coming up on the show. As you can see, we're going to be talking to our champions of Atlanta. We're going to have them up here to just talk to them about everything that happened at this tournament and everything that's going on to actually get to the place that they were at this tournament. We're going to talk about what it means to actually go pro, some of the sacrifices you have to make, some of the cool stories that you also get along the way, and also we're going to talk about everything Atlanta. We're going to have a little bit of a quizzery-do about Georgia, which I will win because I'm asking the questions and I have a note card with all the correct answers, and much, much more. I'm very excited to get into all of that, but also I'm excited to be sitting next to the folks that I'm sitting next to. I got Potter with me, who I've been hanging out with throughout the entirety of the event, and also I have Bach. We haven't gotten to work with each other yet, but we've had a pretty crazy weekend together already. That sounds way crazier than. I guess we'll get to that later, maybe. But did you have fun in the tournament? I got to watch you cast.
Yeah, I mean, I always have fun at DreamHack. Great crew to work with, great people, great event. The players are awesome, so I can't complain about anything that happened here this weekend, especially meeting you, big boy.
It was really nice getting to meet all of you guys. It really was. And Potter, it was fantastic getting to work with you.
I can hardly hear you, but I will say...
Yeah, someone tell Smite to be quiet.
Yeah, they are popping off over there, but I can yell. I had a lot of fun working with you, Potter.
I had a lot of fun working with you, Rich. I thought your Chipotle ad was one of the best ads I've ever seen.
You are cool.
It made me want to go out there and get as many burritos as I can.
That's what I'm good for. That's definitely what I'm good for. And if you guys ever want to grab burritos with me, I'm always down. But I'm also down to take a look at our bracket right now because it was a very exciting tournament. As you can see, this is our championship bracket. We started out with groups. Group B was kind of the one that we were saying that there is some crazy stuff could have happened there. We definitely thought that that cider match could have gotten pretty crazy, and it sure as heck did. Crazy and Sprout made it first to play against each other here today, and then Heroic versus Virtus Pro. Sprout versus Heroic in the grand final. And Potter, for anybody who missed it, what was kind of the story of the show?
I think definitely Virtus Pro showing up and showing us a new glimpse of hope, I think, for a lot of fans out there. Just, I mean, Mihu showing up, Snacks showing up, Snatchy showing up. These are players that, I mean, we spoke about on the desk. We haven't spoken about these players in so long, and I know there's a lot of fans out there that would love their Virtus Pro to actually show up. And, you know, they made it all the way to the semifinals. I think that's commendable, and yeah, I think the future is hopefully bright for Virtus Pro. That's the biggest storyline that's popping up in my head.
Definitely a big one to be thinking about, but also we got to be talking about our champions just a little bit, and also we're going to be bringing them up on the stage right now. We got two of the boys coming up from your winning team here at the DreamHack Open, and they should be apparating here at any moment coming up to the stage. We also have our MVP within that lineup, but let's actually talk about what it meant for this squad to be pulling down the win here, Bach. What did it mean for the boys?
What was that?
What did it mean for the squad to actually be able to pull down this win?
For Heroic? You know, it's like redemption for Cadian. Cadian had his opportunity to play with Rogue, and then things with them didn't really work out for so long, so he moved over to North, and then again, things didn't really work out. So now he's found himself on another Danish roster, and he has an opportunity to pick up big wins. So I actually saw him backstage. He looks super excited, super happy. Here he comes, actually. Speak of the devil.
The champions!
Watch out for all the snacks.
Where's Snappy gonna sit?
We're really gonna have to yell.
Yeah. There's plenty of space.
Welcome to our couches, boys, which we cast from as we're commentators.
So yeah, we're all gonna have to lean forward and yell loudly because Smite won't shut up.
They're still having their grand final. I'm pretty sure it's their Worlds, so they have been going quite wild. But as you can see on your screen right now, look, this just happened a few minutes ago. This is you guys hoisting up the trophy, which I believe you guys lost already. Did you find it?
No, we got it back. The young guys took it back to the hotel. They wanted to go straight home and just, you know. So we didn't lose it, luckily.
Okay, all right, very good stuff. I'm glad that you guys didn't lose the trophy, but let's actually talk about the final. I know coming into this one, Cadian, one of the big things that you guys were saying throughout the entirety of the event, and even before we got to the event, I heard you talking about it, anything other than a grand final victory was a huge L for you guys.
Yeah, honestly, I think that just makes this performance even better.
that we didn't come in and say, well, we're aiming for a semi-final, a final would be good. We came here and said that our expectation is to win, and anything else will be a disappointment, so that we can live up to being the favorites as such a young team. I think that shows a lot of promise for the future.
A lot of young people on your team, but also some boomers. I said a lot of young people on your team, but also some boomers.
Yeah, there's a lot of young people on the team. I'm the age president. I'm a lot older than the other guys, but I mean, I'm young in my mind, I guess. So I'm fine with that.
You look young too, and I mean that's a
young in his
compliment.
face as well, man. Look at this guy.
I honestly, okay. So when we announced you as the MVP, I was like, and I hope maybe we can grab a drink together after. And I actually looked because. First of all, he always kind of has a smirk on his face. But I look over at Pimp, and he's got this smirk on his face, and I was like, oh my gosh, what if he's not 21? I didn't even think of that. And sure enough, you're like 40, so we're fine.
Yeah, I'm closing in on that, so yeah, that's not going to be a problem.
I'm like the old man on the desk now, too. I'm feeling it very quickly. I'm feeling my hairline receding.
How do you think I feel?
Yeah, I honestly, I can rest very peacefully.
There's a reason I wear this
could
hat.
be my son, so I feel pretty old as well.
Wait, okay, so
Stavin could literally be my son.
that like came up on the desk multiple times. Is that like a thing that goes around in the community as a joke? Like, has this joke been said before, or was that just Pimp saying that on the spot?
What did he say?
I can't hear anything.
Like, yes.
Yes, indeed.
I'm gonna talk louder.
Okay.
I think that's on me. I'm just gonna be a little bit louder, but honestly,
Bring out the jersey.
Yeah, right. I'm gonna bring it out just a little bit. That's like the funny thing from this tournament, but we'll talk about that a little bit later. First, I actually want to talk about what it means to go pro, what it actually takes to go pro as well, because I know that you guys do other things outside of CS:GO, but the amount of time that you need to put in to even be on the road so much to compete in tournaments, if you're competing nonstop, what's it like? What do you have to sacrifice?
You have to sacrifice a lot. Looking at our schedule, you travel more than 100 days a year, like 120, 130 days a year. And the days that we don't travel, it's not like you're just off. We practice a lot, both from the office and from home. And those days, mostly all you do is you wake up, you practice, you eat maybe with your loved ones, and then you go to sleep and repeat, because you also need to put in the extra hours. I think that's something that this team has been fairly good at this early stage. Using the 8 hours of practice as a team is one thing, but putting in the extra 2 hours of deathmatching, FPL, whatever it might be, that could be what separates you from the other teams.
Very important to keep in mind, and we're going to take a deep look at everything that does go into it, the sacrifices that you need to make to go pro.
When you become a pro player, you have to sacrifice a lot, because there's a lot of travels and not a lot of spare time. My off time is usually when all my life mates are at school. So yeah, you have to sacrifice a lot of time with your friends. That's hard sometimes.
I'm studying at uni at the moment. I feel that if you use your time, maybe you're gonna have to get rid of like social life. But if you really want it, you get all the benefits of the events. You make good friends through gaming.
You don't have that much time for your family and friends, which is like not good for some people. You need to sacrifice, of course, some spare time with your family or your girlfriend or your friends in general. So I think it's really important that these people stand behind you and that you appreciate that. You cannot expect it. So I think you really need to appreciate that all your friends stand behind you and they agree with that you sacrifice the time with them.
Can we eat these?
Yeah, they just told us that we can eat these, actually.
Right now?
Yeah, for everybody at home, yeah. Now we're mukbanging.
Wait for the donuts.
All right, here we go. This is what we've made it to.
no.
We're
Give me one of those donuts.
Let's talk about
Normal.
CS:GO just a little bit. Let's talk about those sacrifices. I think one of the big things that happens, whether it's streaming, scrimming, it's always going to be on a terrible schedule. And everybody that you do have in your life on a normie schedule, you're not going to be able to hang out with. Is that something that happens with you guys a lot?
I mean, I think you have to think about how you use your time and like make sure that you set off some spare times for friends or girlfriends or family. I think that's a key component, and then try to be pretty structured with your time. Don't waste any time just laying in bed for 5 hours doing nothing.
Wow.
I think that's a key component actually to try to have a life outside of CS.
I have a question for you, Snappy. Now, you just got MVP here, and you were insane throughout this whole tournament. What do you think sets you apart from other in-game leaders, where we don't see other in-game leaders really being as impactful stats-wise?
As I said in the interview, I didn't feel like I deserved MVP
Oh,
at
you
all.
did.
But I mean, I think I just try to make sure that I'm not a liability fragging-wise. I think in the current meta, it's quite important that you have 5 players that can hold their own. In the final, I didn't play that well, but I mean, then I played good in the semifinal, and someone else might not have played as good. So I think having 5 players that can all carry each other at different times is important. And I think Astralis is the best example of that.
Nice. I like that.
I'm really kind of curious about this whole not sit in bed for 5 hours thing. I spend most of my time naked in bed playing my Switch. So I think a lot of stuff's starting to clear up in my head why I'm not a CSGO pro. I am going to put in the work, and maybe, Bach, you and I will be up on the stage in no time.
I'm way too old.
How old are you?
I want you to guess.
48.
Close. 32.
He's actually older than you. You're the oldest one. You have like a whole family and everything, and you're on the road all the time. How tough is that?
It's definitely difficult, but it's what I get to do, and I love my job. And how could you not love this? Like, we get to sit and hang out and talk about video games and shout over a Smite stage.
Also, you can see, though, it does take a toll on the body. All of your hair's falling out. And you definitely do need to find that time to take care of yourself.
This is actually from watching North American Counter-Strike all these years and just ripping my hair out in frustration.
Now, I want to say you guys don't need to feel any of that frustration now that you won. One more time, just want to congratulate you. You guys can go celebrate now. I'm going to find you in a little bit and buy you all a beer because you're both over the legal drinking age, right?
Thank you.
All right, that's a yes. All right, I'll see you guys in a little bit. Yeah, you guys can go. We can't. All right, now it's time to actually throw you guys into the fire. I know that you guys
get comfy.
All right,
you got
Potter.
2 mics too.
Potter, you need to be
I
able
want
to
you
see
to
the
hold
screen.
both.
I got both mics now. Can you hear me, Rich?
The power's going to Potter's head. Let's take a look at the top 3 fails that have happened in this tournament. Potter, break it down.
Oh, these are the top fails. These are the
Wrong
top
mic.
fails. They turned it off on me. So this is play number 3. It's actually going to be Spongy from Team Triumph. They were way earlier on in the tournament, but man, he just keeps holding down that mouse one. He says he does not care that his teammate is in front of him, and he goes for the kill anyways, and TK's his teammate. You're still laughing, Rich.
Rich is broken.
I didn't even see the fail.
Rich is broken.
Wait, where are the other? I thought we had 3 fails.
They're coming up.
We have 4
Oh,
if you
here
count
they
the
are.
microphone. This one is going to be Esperanto. It's another TK over on Train as he kind of just gets a little ahead of himself. His teammate wanders right in front of his crosshair.
Sometimes you just got to keep shooting.
I literally didn't hear you, but I agree.
She said sometimes you just got to keep shooting, you know?
Yeah, it's like holding W.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just got to hold W.
Yeah.
All right, we got one more fail to look at, and then we're going to look deep inside of our hearts.
And this is fail number 1. We've got Ships shooting that Glock, and he says, Otto, get out of my way. If you don't, I'm killing you anyway. And he takes him out in the server.
That one's actually ridiculous the way that it happens because it's just one bullet. It's not like you hit him like 6 times. He just happens to hit him one time.
It was a nice shot, to be fair, on Ship's side.
Wow,
you know?
like a one-tap. Good job.
Now, we're moving on to questions I did not make, by the way. This is a quiz about Atlanta.
Oh, I failed so hard in Rotterdam. These
Really?
questions are hard. I feel like the DreamHack production make these questions really challenging.
I can see the answers right now, and I can... Okay, what can cause funeral directors in Georgia to lose their license? This is the first question, multiple choice. A, if they sing in the company of a corpse. B, if they make knock-knock jokes in the company of a corpse. You're from Jersey. Isn't that what you guys do? And C, if they use obscene language in the company of a corpse.
I'm going
Please
with A.
I'm gonna go C.
Incorrect.
I think it's C.
Correct.
Was it C?
Yeah, it was C.
It was C.
All right, we got a few more.
Beginner's
It's the
luck.
Bible Belt. You can't curse around dead people.
It's apparently correct. You cannot use obscene language in the company of a corpse. But we got one more question coming up now. We got 5 in total. I hope they're keeping track in the back because I can't even count past the number of 3. This is the second question. Different objects are being dropped all around the USA on New Year's Eve. What do they traditionally drop in Tallapoosa, Georgia? A, Spencer the stuffed possum. B, a plastic peach. C, a portrait of Toto. I actually have a plastic
B.
peach.
I'm gonna go B as well.
Incorrect.
Oh,
You're
what?
both wrong. That's what we call a B. Everybody going after that peach. It's A, Spencer
Correct.
the stuffed possum. Look at him. That's not him. That's a real possum.
I was gonna say it's very realistic.
Yeah, that's the CGI these days. Pretty soon they'll be able to restructure our hairlines. Am I right, boomers? Coming out number 3. Let's look at this question on the screen right now. In Georgia, on Sundays, it is illegal to A, write a letter to a loved one. B, walk your cat. C, carry an ice cream cone in your back pocket.
C.
Correct.
Wait, you guys gave it away. You didn't even pick.
It's okay. I wasn't gonna agree. I'll be honest. I did not
All right,
think
you
that
got
was
it wrong. You got it wrong. C, to carry an ice cream cone in your back pocket. All right, question number 4 coming up right now.
Wait, before we go to the next question, wasn't there a plate of muffins right here just a second ago? What happened to the muffins?
Did they take them?
Wait, what
I
happened
feel
to the
like
muffins?
when Katie and
I think
Snappy left,
they
they
stole
took
our
the plate
muffins.
of muffins. That's crazy.
That's
I was
why they're
eyeing
winners.
those muffins.
That's why they're winners. They take what they want. Speaking of what I want you guys to answer this question. What's illegal to publicly do before 2:45 p.m. in Georgia? A, drink alcohol. B, read your favorite book to your friends or to entertain them in any other form. C, to make a sandwich.
Yes,
Oh,
they've
thank
returned.
you.
I want a
Thank you.
chocolate chip
I
one.
want the
Awesome.
chocolate one too. Yes.
I'm watching my figure.
I've been watching it all weekend.
Wait, what did you just guess?
I don't know. I think I'm gonna go with B.
Correct.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
It makes sense. You need a permit to entertain. Like, factually.
Thank God I suck at that. Otherwise, I need a lot of permits.
Yeah, we're we'll work on the permits later. On Mondays, it is illegal to A, pick flowers from your garden. B, whistle very loudly before 11 p.m. C, buy pets.
C.
B.
B, it's B.
Incorrect.
Whistle very
Correct.
loudly.
Yes,
Yeah,
I'm on fire.
You win.
Huh?
You win.
I win?
All of these.
Yes.
That tray of
Prize?
cookies is yours.
I actually think that quiz was incredibly easy.
You should have been at summer when all of the words were like Swedish things and I couldn't pronounce any of them. There was a town that was like Skellefteå and I was like, what? Those aren't sounds my lips make.
You actually said it right. Production just told me that you actually pronounced it perfectly.
Maybe I'm more Swedish than I realized. They gave me the ding, the correct answer ding.
You are not at all. You are the most Jersey human being I've ever met. Do you want to tell them the story?
Yeah, so first night we get to the hotel, everyone's like, we're gonna go to our room, we're tired. Christine was one of those people.
Don't point at me. Don't point at me.
Potter.
This side up. So we were gonna go get dinner. Dinner's closed. We get back to the hotel. A bunch of you guys decided to go get room service, and that was the end of the night. Us being from Jersey, the night never ends. So we decide to go to the bar, get to know each other. He says, hey, I noticed your area code in the group chat. Are you from South Jersey? And I said, yes. And throughout the conversation, we basically discovered that we grew up in towns right next to each other and went to the same high school 5 years apart. And this
Small
is
high
a
school.
small town.
Yeah, small high school.
Graduating
like
class of like
kids.
400 people.
Yeah.
Tiny.
We grew
That's
up. We grew
wild.
up a few blocks from each other.
Literally,
essentially.
like that school too is 3 towns. It's not one.
Yeah.
So there's 400 kids from 3 separate cities.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and like we're both this handsome too. Like, what are the odds?
I know, right?
Esports brought you guys back together.
That's true.
It's true.
It was destiny. Fate.
They told me we're not allowed to talk anymore about how attractive we are, but we are allowed to talk about some stuff that went down on social media throughout the weekend. Let's take a look. This is a Reddit post. I actually haven't seen this one yet. Let's actually take a look at this post. Can you read that, Potter? My aging eyes cannot
Chaos
read.
Esports Club versus Virtus Pro DreamHack Open Atlanta. Wait, where's the question? Not trying to overreact, but VP might be the best in the world. I'm honestly still kind of impressed by these guys. I mean, yeah.
Heartbreaker's
I
actually
agree.
here, by the way. He's here as a writer for this event, so.
Do you agree?
I mean, I am kind of impressed.
I'm impressed. I don't know about the best in the world.
That does seem like an overreaction, right?
Yeah.
Now taking a look right now, this is, I believe, another... Oh, this is Twitch chat.
What? How are we supposed to read this?
We'll get there
Oh,
eventually.
this is
They're
about
all
his
asking,
sense.
isn't he just trolling? This has to be a troll. Yeah.
Yeah,
I think he is.
This is that. Yeah, I think his sense might be a troll. There's no way that that could be real, right?
I have no idea what that says. That's so tiny.
It's very tiny. But also, we have another thing that's probably going to be tiny, a Twitter post. This is from a Danish fan. We're going to be taking a look at that on screen, and everybody on Caffeine, you can probably see that right now a little bit better than we can. Holy smokes, I can actually read this. I was saying holy smokes, but it also says holy smokes there. Holy smokes, not only do the Danes dominate when it comes to teams at DreamHack CSGO and other tournaments with at Heroic GG, but we also dominate casters with at Pimp CSGO. Oh, this is very true.
You're like, oh, I concur.
I thought you were going to fake news it for a second, just to rattle Pimp's cage.
I was thinking about it, but Pimp and I are getting along right now. So
Yeah, you guys have made up. You made nice over the course of the weekend.
we definitely did. I feel like that was kind of the name of the game here. I made a lot of new friends this weekend. It really was a lot of fun. I thank you guys for everything. I hope that we get to hang out a little bit more tonight. And I
Do you
hope
want some muffin?
I do.
Yeah, go for it. There you go.
Thank you guys for everything. It's been a whole lot of fun hanging out. And also, thank you for hanging out on this overtime show. We'll see you guys at the next one.